Hi everybody, I wanted to make this video on how you can make a more secure Google Meet. For the fact of simplicity, we were trying to have students be able to just have a one-click option. And we found that some students are able to push their way through the waiting room. And so a way for us to work around that is to create a nickname feature in Google Meet. So I want to show you how you can change that in your Schoology and how you can get that set up. And I know many of you are probably rolling your eyes and grumbling at me right now because of this, but it is really very quick and it will create a much more secure place for your students to meet. Okay, so I'm in my Power School here, and I'm just trying to show you where you have your course info, where you typically would have your that meeting link there. This information can live right there. Okay, so notice that I've taken that away, and I've put Google Meet nickname. And the nickname I'm going to use is just my name. And you'll notice that it's under case or lowercase, and that it's there's no periods and there's no spaces. And that's just because it's basically becomes like the nickname for the website, and it's just going to default to that anyway. All right. But for you to kind of get started with this, the first thing you're going to do is just come to a blank Google page. All right. And I just use that by hitting the plus symbol. And I'm going to come to Google Meet. Now, a couple things here first. You'll notice in that previous lovely video that I made was how you could put this information here so you can gather it really, really quickly. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get rid of that because I'm not going to be using that anymore. I'm going to be using a nickname. So I'm going to right click. All right. If you're on a Chromebook, it's a 2 fingers down. If you're on a regular PC, it's the right click button. And I'm just going to cut this out. And that's gone now. All right. So now I'm ready to get my Google Meet started. I'm going to come to my apps and I'm going to come right to Google Meet. Now, your Meet may not be right there, but remember you can move these around based on priority. And since I say the word Google Meet about 10,000 times a day, it has rocketed in priority and it's right there. All right, so once I click on this, it takes me to this main kind of hub page here where it says join or start a meeting. Now, since you're on your teacher account, you are the only one who can start a meeting. The students don't even have this. And if they were to try and join a meeting using your nickname, they wouldn't be able to sign in because it would look like they were trying to start their own and they're not allowed to. And this is what makes it much more secure. So I'm going to start a meeting. This is the first time I'm doing this. And I want to create my nickname, right? It says enter the meeting code or nickname. To start your own meeting, enter a nickname or leave it blank. So we don't want to leave it blank because if we leave it blank, then this meeting is going to be a moving target all the time. But if we give it our name, and technically any name, if we give it our name as a nickname, then we'll have this connection through that nickname, but the website's going to constantly be changing. You're going to see that in a second here. So let's take a quick look. It's meet.google.com, and then here's our longer part to it. And this is what's going to change every time. So right now it's JYO, FJGP, QFB. Let's remember QFB here. Okay, QFB. So I join. It's going to prompt me to share this out to everybody. I'm going to show you a better way to do that. All right, because this would be like if you were just trying to create something really quick and send it to somebody, but we're not trying to create it necessarily really quick. We want to try and create it and have that connection over the long term. And that's going to be through our nickname. And the meeting nickname can only be used within our school district here. So somebody from the outside wouldn't be able to use this. You'd have to let them in. All right. So good. We're done with that. I can hang this up. That's all I had to do was just create a meeting and just use my name as the nickname. Okay. So what I can do now is I'm going to X this out. Okay. And I'm going to show you how I go back in. And what I do is just come right back into Google Meet. I'm going to once again join our start, and I'm just going to type my name in. Oops. And when I continue, through that nickname is how I connect with my kids. All right. And you'll notice that the website has changed. These letters are different here. All right. And that's what makes this much more secure. So once I join, My kids will then be able to join, right? They can't join before me. What we're finding with the permanent link waiting room is that some kids are able to kind of quickly, they have about a little over a second, but they can sneak their way into the waiting room, right? And this is a way to combat that. All right, so now I'm done with that. So now you have that Meet is linked up. You've created it with your nickname, okay? So I'm just going to tell the kids that's my nickname, right? Google Meet nickname, Dr. Schultz. That's how they're going to be able to get to me, all right? To make it easier for them, we can just put that link in for Google Meet, right? If I want to make this easy for my students and really honestly easy for me, I'm just going to click here, right? And before I go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down so it's really easy for me next time to come right back to this spot. So all I have to do is just type my name in, right? So I'm going to bring that down like I did the last time. And I'm also, while I'm here, I can control C for copy and control V for that web page. This would be a nice, easy way for students. They'd be able to just click on this. They'll type your name, and then they're in a very secure way of getting to your classroom. I'm going to show on my student account here what that looks like, or one of our student accounts here. Okay. If you want to be a little bit more fancy and you don't want it to be the HTTPS, you could type whatever you want. So click me to, or click me for Google Meet. We highlight, we link, and we control V and insert. Okay. Either of these will work, right? Either of these will work. So I think it looks a little bit nicer with just the click me for Google Meet, and I save my changes. And so now, I mean, if this is you in the morning too, right, and this is how you're accessing your meets, you just click, type your name. It's like in Batman, where Lucius Fox types his name at the end of the movie, and that's what takes down the cell phone tower thing. Okay, and then you're ready to join. One way to get in, right? You could just do it through your Schoology. This will pop up every time. Just exit out. Or if a quicker way, you don't want to do it through your Schoology, you just want to get to it quickly, you brought that down, takes you to Google Meet here. And then you just continue your way in. And these websites have changed every time. That's what makes it more secure. So kids aren't able to work their way in through the waiting room. All right, so this is my first global pandemic, trying to teach through it. As I continue to learn more things and learn more effective ways of doing things, I'm going to be passing that on to you guys. So as always, if you need a hand, please let me know.